Timothy Haslam.
Township.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christina Berry-Deering requesting permission to practice pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Ashley Londy.
Permission to practice is granted.
Your Honor, Christina Berry-Deering for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Haslam. I suppose on the two cases he's already been arraigned on, ending in 04091621. Mr. Haslam, can you state your name, please?
Timothy Haslam.
All right, sir, you are up on two cases today. There is another case that is before the court that I'm going to arraign you on at this point in time, sir. And it's a two-count complaint that alleges that on or about October 26, 2024, at the location of Washtenaw Avenue and Gulfside in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan. Count one alleges that you operated a motor vehicle without proper security or insurance as required by statute. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes.
It's a misdemeanor punishable by not more than 1 year incarceration and or not less than $200 nor more than $500 fines plus court costs. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Count two is the offense of driving while license suspended, denied, and or revoked. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand the nature of that charge and its maximum penalty, sir?
Yes.
First question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
Public defender case.
Your Honor, on this case, I am, I'd wait for the reading, stand mute to the charges. I would ask for another pre-trial. I did receive an offer from Ms. Londy. I just need some time to speak with that about Mr. Haslam, but we do have resolutions on the other two cases.
All right. 7-2, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on this case, I'll set his bond at a $1,000, 10% bond. I'll adjourn the pre-trial on, this is on 7/21. I'll adjourn the pre-trial my next.
July 16th, 2025.
July 16, 2025, 9 a.m. All right, and that'll take care of that matter. And then on the other two cases, what's our resolution?
Well, on the case ending in 0409, that is a sentencing. I think the court set it for today for convenience sake.
Okay. Well, no, is it? I don't either. You're saying 409?
Yes.
I don't have that as a sentencing. Well, he did plead guilty as charged.
It was mentioned JIS as a pre-trial, so I don't believe you have any sentencing information.
I do not. Yeah, it should be a sentencing. Okay, I see what the problem is. It's set as a pretrial, but October 24th, October 16th, 2024, he pled, referred him to probation. November, we came back, we had to re-refer him because he didn't do that. And then from that point in time, he has bench warranted or we've adjourned it out.
I think the PSI was completed with Ms. Pilara. I have one from May.
Brother, I did need a PSI because Mr. Haslam was in custody. I can pull that to court would like to take care of that today. I believe it was a recommendation for credit for time, sir.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to come back on the 16th, so
Okay.
I'll just put this over to the 16th.
Perfect, that's even better.
We can do that. And what are we doing on the other matter?
The other one is going to be a double parking resolution, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor. So I move that count to of double parking. Case 241-1621. You accept that admission to double parking and move to dismiss original charge.
Mr. Haslam?
Yes.
All right. Do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about November 25, 2024, location in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Court will accept that admission to count two. Count one is dismissed. That'd be fines and costs of $180. That'd be due 60 days after release.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Haslam. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Court calls the case People versus Nicholas Stemmel.
Christina, for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Rita Young, appearing on behalf of Mr. Nicholas Stimmel, who's also present by Zoom. Sir, would you state your name for the judge, please?
Nicholas Stimmel.
Good morning. All right. What are we doing?
Judge, I just received late yesterday afternoon the paper discovery and video discovery. I did send the paper discovery to my client, but we both need to see the video discovery before we decide our course of action. So asking for one adjournment of the pretrial.
Hearing no objection, I'll adjourn this matter to July 16, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Judge? Ooh.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, you're not available. You're in trial in Wayne County.
Can we go further in July, please, sir?
I knew it when I called out the date. I said that she's going to tell me she's busy. What's my next date?
August 6th.
Next date is August 6th, 2025, 9 a.m. I'm not moving that, counsel. If
Got
you've
it.
got something set August 6th, you have them move it.
Yes, sir.
All right. On continued.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Stimmel, I'll give you a call. You can sign off now.
Court calls the case People versus Adam Soward. Excuse me.
Very hearing for the people.
I'm sorry.
This is Mr. Timothy Diamond, who is physically here. So
I can go see if he's in the hallway. What's the last name?
Diamond.
That's the attorney.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Timothy Dinan, P 49499, appearing on behalf of my client who is on his way here. Judge, he had a late start this morning. My apologies.
I'll pass it.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case People versus Kathy Johnson. Ready, Your Honor.
That's a lot of people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tim Hensick appearing on behalf and in the company of the defendant, Kathy Johnson.
Your name?
Kathy Renee Johnson.
All right. As to the arraignment on this, counsel, has he been arraigned?
Yeah, I really work here for sentencing.
I thought we were too. Let me pass this matter. I am. My files. Court calls the case People versus Ricky Ballard.
Very hearing for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robin McCoy, P63057, on behalf of Mr. Ricky Ballard. Your Honor, may we briefly approach?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the arraignment, counsel.
He'll stand mute and waive the reading of the information.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea.
And Your Honor, I just want to make sure that the court is aware that my client, he has been taking this very seriously. He's had no prior conviction of this sort. So he's attending AA classes, and we did provide verification to the prosecution. He's scheduled for a substance abuse assessment on July 15th through First Step referral services, and he'll be attending an impact panel on July 14th at 7 o'clock at Bethesda. So we are still in plea negotiations, so we're requesting that this be adjourned so that we have, more time to try to work something out.
Adjourn this matter July 16th, 2025,
Wait,
9 a.m.
the 16th, will it be 9 a.m.? It'll be in person?
in person.
Okay, I have a Zoom at 8:30, but okay, that's fine. So 9 o'clock.
As to bond,
Your Honor, we are requesting a sober link at this time. The defendant.
what is the alleged BAC?
0.179. You was pulled over for speeding 25 over the limit. No priors,
No accident.
no accident.
And Your Honor, he is taking this very seriously. He's gainfully employed, he's married, he has 3 kids, and his family is counting on him to deal with these issues. He had some trauma from his youth, so he was in counseling, and he's making efforts to get back into counseling to address these issues. So we would ask that he not be placed on a sober link at this time.
Defendant's bond is set in the amount of $20,000 personal recognizance bond. All other standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. I am going to order that the defendant report to the Department of Community Corrections for placement on a sober link testing device. I've signed that order. He should probably appear within the next 24 hours. And we'll see everybody on the 16th. Thank you. Court does call the case, people. Do I have it all there?
Yes.
Kathy Johnson. We call Kathy Johnson. My apologies for that, folks. My file should have been ready. All right. Sir, have you read over the pre-sentence report?
Your Honor, we have read over the pre-sentence report and recommendation. We have no corrections, deletions, or additions. I would like to make comments on behalf of Ms. Johnson before the court imposes a sentence.
You may proceed, sir. Was there anything from the people on this?
Your Honor, we would support and ask the court to adopt probation's recommendation as written.
All right. Go ahead.
Judge, with respect to the recommendation, it is fair, it is appropriate. However, there are some things the court should know. One, this incident was triggered by a personal health scare for Ms. Johnson. She had a diagnosis of a breast cancer potential, and this particular event comes on the heels of 2 that occurred more than 22 years ago. There have been no appearances in court. There have been no steps taken by her since back in 2001 and 2002 on the previous situations. Kathy works 2 different jobs, Your Honor, to support herself. Coming here today, she has made arrangements to immediately serve at least the minimum jail sentence, taking time off from her jobs. I have come to know her since being involved as her attorney as a very responsible lady who understands the gravity of what occurred here. She has participated in Dawn Farms program. She has been here cooperating with the court, with probation, with whomever at every step of the way. I think, Your Honor, that the court should show some kind of leniency in terms of the fines and costs to allow her time to make payment. They total over $2,000, 24 months of probation. She just needs time to pay. And Your Honor, I believe that she would like to make a statement on her own to the court.
Very good.
You can go ahead.
My name is Kathy Renee Johnson. I realized I made a mistake because I could have harmed other people. And I've been attending AA meetings, and I put myself in Domino's firm on my own. And I've been working 2 jobs. And I realized I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for what I've done.
Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart with the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, AA attendance, and monitored abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. It is the sentence of the court. You're placed on 24 months of probation. You're to pay $1,055 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, and $720 probation oversight fees. When can that be paid? How are you going to pay that?
I'm gonna pay it when I get paid, if I can. On a monthly thing, I would like to be on I would like to be on,
How much do you believe you can afford to pay of that per month, man?
at least $100 a month. I could pay.
Pardon?
I could pay $100 a month.
All right.
My check is being garnished right now.
I think we'll be able to, all right. I'll set your payment plan at $100 per month. That will begin in August. It may be readjusted by probation just to make sure that you're gonna be able to get that all paid prior to the point in time of the end of your probation. There should be no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You'd complete the non-farm outpatient program, including all recommended aftercare with status reports to probation. You're to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation, Mr. Allen. I'll order 365 days in jail, credit for 1 day served. I will remand you to the Washtenaw County Jail to serve an additional 4 days, and then the balance will be suspended. Defendant is remanded. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case, People versus Alexis Berry.
Christina Van for the people. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Alexis Berry, who appears via Zoom. Can you please state your name for the record?
Alexis Berry.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment. I have had a discussion again with Ms. Berry yesterday, and I did discuss this with the people. I'm asking for an adjournment for Ms. Berry to stay in compliance with bond and potentially earn a reduction in potential resolution.
I understand that. Would an August date work better for you then?
I believe so, yes, Your Honor.
During the matter, August 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus James Bowman.
Christina Van for the people. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Bowman, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
James Bowman.
Thank you, Your Honor. There has been an offer extended in this case by the people for him to plead to count one and in exchange count two would be dismissed. I have discussed that with him. However, I have discussed this further with the people, and there's some information I'd like to provide them with and potentially come to a different resolution.
July
Thank you, Your
16,
Honor.
2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. You're all set for today.
Thank
Court
you.
does call the case People versus Jason Brooks.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks, please state your name for the record.
Jason Brooks.
All right, thank you.
And we're asking you to set this for final settlement, please.
Jury final settlement conference will be set for August 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, August 11th, 2025, 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in-person proceedings. Thank you. Bond continued. Court calls case People versus Kyle Burmeister.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Burmeister, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please turn on your camera, unmute, and state your name for the court?
Kyle Burmeister.
I'm trying to turn the camera off. I'm here.
Can you please state your name, sir?
Kyle Burmeister.
At this time, Your Honor, the people move to dismiss.
Okay.
No objection, Your Honor.
Case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Burmeister. You're all set.
Thank you.
Court calls the case People versus Tario Abdul Salam.
That's a lot of the people.
Abdul Salam, not present. I'll issue an order to show cause. Court calls the case of the People versus Abdallah Bader.
Christina Bear.
It's already issued cause for penalty. Bader. No response. A bench warrant will issue for the defendant's failure to appear. Bond in this case will be set in the amount of $5,000, 10% bond. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the People versus Luke Barrett. Luke Barrett. No response. I'll issue an order to show cause. Court calls case People versus Joseph Bogan.
That's a lot of the people.
Bogan. No response. I'll issue an order to show cause. Court calls case People versus Richard Bauer.
That's a lot of the people.
Richard Bauer. No response. I'll issue an order to show cause.
Thank you, Your Honor, for that conference.
The record should reflect we've had a brief bench conference in this case. So, the plea form that the court indicates that the defendant would be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while impaired. The 93-day offense. Upon a successful plea, count one would be dismissed. That is the court's full understanding of the agreement. Is that correct, Hal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, it is, Judge. Thank
All
you.
right. Very good. May I have the defendant sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Lisa Keebler.
Skeebler, this court's understanding you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, a $500 or $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service or any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
I do.
All right. And understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind. All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
All right. Look at paragraph 5. There's a copy on the podium. Those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
I am not.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
All right. And because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes.
All right. On June 29, 2024, at the location of 8265 Dexter Chelsea Road in Scioto Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
I was.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I had.
And that was evidenced by an intoxilizer result or blood test result?
was a blood test result, Your Honor.
A blood test result.
Yes,
Counsel, it's the court's understanding that the parties are stipulating to a 0.194
That's correct.
blood alcohol.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Keedler, you don't have any reason to dispute that
no,
result. All right. Why did the police pull you over?
I hit a mailbox.
All right. So there was an accident of some kind. All right. And the police arrived.
Yes,
And that's how the blood test was taken. Ultimately, you were arrested. That's how the blood test was taken.
correct.
All right. Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes,
All right. Prior to accepting your plea, I do have to advise you that if you commit misconduct as defined under the court rule from the time I accept your plea to the time of sentencing, that any regarding sentencing or any evaluation, the court would not be bound by. You understand that, ma'am?
yes,
You also could, if you commit that misconduct, could not use that or would not be permitted to withdraw your plea. You understand that?
yes.
Counsel, do you know of any other promises, threats, or inducements which have led to this plea?
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
And have I complied with the court rule, and would it be proper to accept this defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, it would. Thank
The court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Should put that in a different spot. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation. Excuse me, I'm sorry. She's referred to bond sports for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be
July 30th, 2025 at 12 p.m.
July 30th, 2025, 12 noon.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Case of the people versus Adam Sauer.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Timothy Dinan, P 49499, appearing on behalf of Mr. Howard, who now appears on my right.
Your name, sir?
Adam Swords.
All right. What are we doing?
Oh, Your Honor, this morning I spoke with counsel and my client's asking to tender a plea of no contest to the charge. I understand that people do not have an objection to that and have forwarded the court a copy of the police report.
That's correct, Your Honor.
This is the one that was sent to me. Okay. I have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
State your name.
Adam Swords.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead no contest to the charge of operating motor vehicle without security. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, not less than a $200 nor more than $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding that you still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 things about it I have to make sure that you understand, and that means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court's going to treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
I understand, Your Honor.
Still want to plead, and the basis for no contest plea counsel?
Civil litigation, Your Honor.
Liability. All right. Sir, to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he signed an advice right?
I believe we tendered it last time, Your Honor, to the court. If need be, I have gone over his rights with him, though.
Yes. All right. We could, yes, have.
Happy to do so, Judge. Flip it over, buddy. And July 2. Thank you. Yeah, he's executed that.
All right. You have any questions regarding any of those rights on that form?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of trial. Indicated by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on the form.
I understand, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
I understand, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you anything other than what's in state? Well, promise you anything to get you to plead guilty?
Just what we agreed to, Your Honor.
The no contest plea, Your Honor.
Gotcha. Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
and of your own free will.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court has received and reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 253831. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
None, Your Honor.
All right. Is counsel aware of any inducements, promises, threats that have led to this plea, other than what's been stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. And the court does not believe that the admonishment regarding misconduct will be necessary because I'm going to immediately sentence him. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant?
It would be proper, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Anything, counsel, you or your client want to say before I impose sentence?
Judge, my client has a clean criminal record. He has had some financial problems as of recent. He is self-employed. He's also had a lengthy separation from his family. His wife left the country essentially with his children, and it's been a challenge. All the vehicles he drives now are properly insured and properly licensed. And I think my client's earned a valuable, if not very expensive lesson.
Sir, anything you want to tell me?
I believe my attorney represented it very well, but thank you, Your Honor.
Fines and costs of $300, a loader 365 days in jail that is suspended. When do you think you can get that paid, sir?
We can pay $300, buddy. 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's okay.
Your Honor, if you can just give us 14 days, that'll be plenty of time.
Yeah, I know, stuff happens. So August 1st. That's my finding. Anyway. Yeah, we have someone coming here. Court calls case of the People versus Jacob Treadway.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Your Honor, Joe Simon, on behalf of Mr. Treadway. Jacob, state your name up here.
My name is Jacob Treadway, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, for arraignment purposes, we waive formal reading and stand mute.
And the name will waive formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter not guilty plea.
And regarding the pretrial, we've reached a resolution.
We have, Your Honor, the resolution is up at count 2, operating while designated error. Guilty to that count 2, accept that guilty plea of count 1. In addition, there is a PBT refusal civil infraction case before this court. I think it's.
You guys are gonna need to do the plea form for me. Normally I wouldn't require it, but they're the requirements of the court rules, so that he has to acknowledge in writing. I'll have you fill that out. It's going to be an additional dismissal of a citation. Needs to be noted on what's.
Your Honor, thank you. We'll do that, but I think Mr. Siller was just documenting what he's going to do in a different court. We're not doing.
In that case, not.
I understand.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
You need that number.
All right. I'll pass it on. You can have a seat, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Vincent Dunlap.
I think Mr. Stiller's on some of the other cases, but
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
sorry, Mr. Stiller, handling much stuff. Good afternoon, or good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perning on behalf of Mr. Dunlap on the cases ending in 0353 and 0354.
Good morning, Your Honor. The Please Honorable Court, Brandon Bird on behalf of Vincent Dunlap on the case ending in 0589.
All right, and what are we doing?
Oh, Your Honor, respectfully, got to speak with brother prosecutor and counsel over here, and we would like to plead all three cases to the civil infraction of a double parking.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, there's a state case, but that wasn't part of any resolution I was involved in negotiating.
I'm not a prosecutor. Dale fraud case. I'm only a prosecutor for the EWS case.
That's why I thought I spoke with you earlier. Awkward.
Well, it looks like we do not have an agreement.
Your Honor, respectfully, can we adjourn this matter to see how his other felonies play out? I know his preliminary exam got pushed back. Last time we adjourned it to see what was gonna happen.
Do you want to adjourn yours out?
Please, Your Honor.
I have July 16th or August 6th, which is the preference if you're trying to time it up with an exam date.
July 16th, Your Honor.
July 6th. This being case 589, I'll adjourn that matter to July 16th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond on that matter will continue.
My cases are the cases with Mr. Stiller, Your Honor, so I would, we are going to.
Double parking on both.
Correct.
And double parking in each case, Your Honor. I'm going to move that count to in each case, double parking. If you accept that admission fee in each case, and it's the original charge in each case.
That's a correct statement.
That is, Your Honor, thank you.
Dunlap?
Yes.
In case ending in 353, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on April 2nd, 2021, Pittsfield Township, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes.
On the case ending in 354, on the date of April 2nd, 2021, do you admit responsibility to the fact that you double parked a motor vehicle in Pittsfield Township?
Yes.
Court will accept those admissions in each case. Count two, count one is dismissed. In each case, fines and costs are $180, so that's a total amount of $360. Has to be paid 60 days. I'll make it 90 days after release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right.
Court does call the case of the people versus Juliet von Oceanbear Martinez. This is Mr. Siller's case.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
All right. Ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Devin Julia Martinez.
All right. Pardon? Yes. Mr. Martinez, this is an arraignment on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about May 18th, 2025, at the location of Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you were in possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Yes.
That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost, and any substance abuse counseling the court deems necessary. You understand that?
Right.
All right. And my first question to you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney?
It isn't
Pardon?
necessary. It isn't necessary.
Is it necessary?
It isn't necessary.
Well, it might be.
I said it isn't necessary, so could I just speak for myself?
Okay, what do you want to do on the case?
Just. Let me think.
Hey, Ms. Martinez,
Yeah,
are you still, you had other cases a while back. Are you still on probation on those cases?
no,
Okay, so you're not before the court, a court on any other things?
I am. But none of them are drug related. And they're about to be finished.
Well, maybe. What other courts are you before, Ms. Martinez?
Is it necessary to expound upon this?
Pardon?
Is this relevant?
Well, it could be. Because you could be facing additional sanctions depending on those cases, depending on what happens in this case.
Well, is there any way to lay this down? Like have it like
To do what?
have it go like is there any way to like forget about this somehow? Is there anything that I can do like community service or something that could do instead of
Ms. Martinez, you don't have, that's why I think you would need an attorney. I mean, you can proceed on your own if that's what you want to do. But quite frankly, knowing a little bit about your history, I don't know that would be a wise call on your part.
guess so. Like what like I suppose.
Ms. Martinez, just answer me this. Are you represented by the public defender's office on your other matters?
Yes.
Okay, don't you think it might be wise if they help advise you on this matter and also help you with those other matters? Doesn't that make sense to you?
In a way.
In a way. Okay, in a good way?
In a way that is like I can have this be adjourned with a bond. Can I know what the bond is?
Ms. Martinez, I don't even have a plea from you at this point.
Oh, please, guilty.
No, I didn't mean that.
No.
So,
I'm not protesting to the allegations. I would like to
well,
just,
hold on. I don't want you saying anything about the offense.
well, I do. I see no way around it. It's plain and clear and simple. and
Well,
there's-
I know that, and that's why people get attorneys, because sometimes they don't see any way around it.
But it's clear. It's plain. Like, really.
Well, I don't know that, Ms. Martinez.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with a lawyer, sure.
You will? Good. Okay, public defender case.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Patewith, on behalf of Ms. Martinez, Your Honor, we would waive any further reading. My client stands mute and ask that a not guilty plea be entered. I would ask, Your Honor, for an adjourned pretrial date. However, a more lengthier adjournment. The public defender does represent Ms. Martinez on her other matters. She actually has been referred to the Forensic Center and does have an appointment today with them.
Got
So
it.
I would ask for a lengthier adjournment to that end, Your Honor.
You should have led with that. All right.
The appointment is today?
When she has the appointment today?
It's scheduled for today per the letter from the center.
Got it. Do you know when the hearing date is set on the other matter?
Her latest court date in circuit court is July 28th, and her bond is denied on that case. So
Got
I
it.
believe it's the 28th.
Okay, so what I will do is I'll adjourn this matter out to August 6, 2025, 9 a.m. I'll set the defendant's bond so that she's getting credit because she's being held on that other case. I'll set her bond at a $5,000, 10% bond on this case. Order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Miss
I'll be
Ma'am, it says the forensic center is coming to see me today.
It's scheduled for today, but I'm not sure if maybe I don't have the most updated information. So there's a chance it might be rescheduled, but from what I can see, it looks like it was scheduled for today. But either way, we'll be in touch, Ms. Martinez, but you're all set for court here today.
What is your name?
We're all set for court here today, Ms. Martinez, but I'll be down to see you before August.
Okay, but what is your name?
Oh, sorry, Natalie. I did not hear. I apologize, Natalie.
Natalie who? Natalie who?
Natalie Pate.
Pate. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Court does call the case, People versus Jacqueline Murray.
Kyle Burdell on behalf of Ms. Murray. State your name for the record.
Jacqueline Murray.
All right, what are we doing?
And
Now, the court should be in receipt of a plea form. The defendant is going
just
to
need
be
to-
pleading guilty
Can
to
you just
count
sign
one
that real
retail
quick?
fraud in the second degree. Count 2 and 3 here are going to be dismissed as well as a case in Docket.
And today is July 2nd, if you could. And Your Honor, I'm having Ms. Murray fill out the form right now, as well as
Fill out which?
the plea form.
July.
So no, I'm not in receipt.
Not in receipt yet, no, as well as the, just sign that, as well as the advice of rights form. And if the court needs some help deciphering my handwriting, I'd be happy to provide it. But it's everything as Ms. Londy stated on the record, as well as an amount of restitution between the two cases for a total of $1,281.57.
I have that she's going to be pleading to a retail fraud second. The 1-year offense. Is that what this is supposed to say?
That's put the wrong time.
All
there.
right.
Yeah, my apologies, Judge, that's the error.
And then, well, it's a 1-year offense.
Yes.
I get it, but then there is total amount of restitution. I see the 1281.57.
Yes.
And then that looks like it's off of 2 cases.
Yes, Judge,
This
that,
case and another case. And then it just says that the prosecutor and defense agree that they'll dismiss case 250021 in the 15th District Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have her sworn.
You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yeah.
Yes,
State your name.
Jacqueline Murray.
Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the second degree.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the be taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that you're pleading guilty, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
What? Am I on?
Yeah, are you currently on probation?
No. No, Your Honor.
Okay, let me try it again. I'll break it apart. Are you on probation?
No.
Are you on parole?
No.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other
No.
than what's been stated here today on the record?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
and of your own free will,
Yes.
and also because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
Between the dates of May 20th, 2019 and June 18, 2019, at 3749 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, what did you do at the Target?
Oh,
Makes you think that you're guilty.
I walked out with merchandise.
Okay, so you went into the store, you took merchandise, and you walked out without paying for it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the store open to the public at the
Yes.
time? Did you have anybody's permission to take that property?
No, Your Honor.
And this property that you took, this was property that was offered for sale by Target?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is this on the value then?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the total amount of property that you took from Target, was that in excess of $200?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Well, I won't ask that. Ma'am, I do have to advise you that if I accept your plea and you commit some type of misconduct as defined by the Michigan court rules between the time I accept your plea and the time of sentencing, any type of sentencing agreement or evaluation of this case, the court is no longer bound by. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand that because of that, if you also commit misconduct, you would not be entitled to withdraw your plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, are you aware of any other inducements, promises, threats that have led to this plea?
No, Your Honor, and I will let the court know the defendant does have pending felony matters that are not a part of this agreement.
Yes, Judge, nothing else beyond what's been placed on the record. And, we did discuss the felony matters and that we are aware that they're not part of this agreement.
And have I complied with the court rule and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
You are satisfied.
Defense is satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report and determination of restitution. Sentencing in this matter will be
July 9th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
July 9th. Okay, July 9th, 2025. What time? 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll continue. Court calls case versus Nathan Bell.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Mr. Simmons.
Actually, one of the people.
Cabral on behalf of Mr. Bell in both matters. Judge, so I was
here. No,
I don't believe so, Judge. Unless he's logged in on Zoom, I don't believe so, Your Honor. So I was just very recently appointed to this matter. I don't believe I have a good phone number for Mr. Bell. I'd ask at this time for either an adjournment or a show cause hearing to allow me time to send him a letter to hope to get in contact with him.
bench warrant will issue bond 5,000, 10% each case. Those warrants will issue immediately. He's had previous warrants.
Judge.
Court does call the case people versus Daryl Frederick.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Your name, sir? Daryl Frederick. All right. This is an arraignment.
Yes.
Sir, you are before the court on a new charge that alleges that on or about May 30th, 2025, at the location of Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you were in possession of drug paraphernalia. You understand that charge, sir? Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs, and any substance abuse counseling the court deems necessary. You understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. First question that I have for you, sir, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
I do, Your Honor.
You do?
Sir.
Public defender, please.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with, and on behalf of Mr. Frederick, we would waive any further reading. My client stands mute, and we would ask for an adjourned pretrial date, please.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned July 16th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will be set in a amount of. Is this the only thing holding you, or you're held by
No.
something else?
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. No, he's being held on other matters, several, and he has court dates on the 8th and the 9th of this month, but also the 30th. So I'd ask for a nominal bond in this case.
Bond will be set in the amount of $1,000, I'll do 10% on that. Standard conditions including no assault behavior, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. And I will put him on testing at community corrections 2 times per week. Placed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case, recall the case, People versus Jacob Treadway.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Ready, Your Honor. Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. Treadway. Your Honor, they just informed me that Judge Freshour wants me to come next door right now, but I know this court is higher importance. No,
I am.
Yeah, so let's get this done.
All right.
And so, Your Honor, I think maybe we should start again. For the purpose of arraignment, waive formal reading and stand mute, pardon me.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. I have before me a plea form that indicates that he is pleading to the charge of operating while visibly impaired and added count 2, the 93-day, $300 offense. Upon a successful plea to that charge, then count 1 would be dismissed, as well as a civil infraction. The file noted a PBT refusal would also be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All accurate, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly sworn to affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes. My name is Jacob Treadway, Your Honor.
All right, sir, it is his court's understanding that you're pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days jail, $300 fine plus court costs. The court could also order community service and any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. The court could also order your vehicle mobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, Your Honor.
and because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yeah, I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Your Honor?
And you're doing this because you believe that you're guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 18, 2025, at the location of State Street in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, where you're operating a motor vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you have and how much?
I had about 8 to 10 beers. 3 of them were tall, Your Honor.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped by the police for speeding, Your Honor.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were taken to the station or the hospital?
I went to the station, then to the hospital, Your Honor.
All right. Was there a blood draw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what were the results of that blood test?
It was 0.226, Your Honor.
Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No, Your Honor.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, I do have to advise you that if I do accept your plea and you commit misconduct as defined by the court rule between the time of my acceptance of the plea and the time of sentencing, any sentence evaluation or recommendation is withdrawn and the court is not bound by that. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand that if you do commit that misconduct as defined
that you would not be entitled to withdraw your plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that? Counsel, is counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or other inducements that have caused this plea?
No other promises, threats, or inducements.
No, Your Honor.
All right. And has the court complied with the court rule, and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2.
Your Honor, if it matters to setting the sentencing date, my client's been screened, assessed. He's commenced on farm recovery group. He is about three sessions completed of that 36-week program.
Well, I'll do my standard referral to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening assessment. You can check with probation as to whether or not they want to do that, but I'll make that referral to Von Schwartz and the Victims Impact Panel. Sentencing in this matter will be
July 30th, 2025.
July 30th, 2025, 12 p.m. Bond in this case will be set as a $25,000 personal recognizance bond, although the standard conditions, including no assault behavior or possession of any weapons. There's to be no use of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am also ordering a community corrections order for testing out on a SoberLink device at this time. All right,
Your Honor.
Anything further?
No.
No, Your Honor. Wait. So, but, okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep. See you out there. Go ahead. Yes, but just wait for me outside.
Court calls case People versus Matthew Fonseca.
Sorry.
All right, so we have to do township.
Did Joe have some-
For the people.
I did have, but
They'll wait for me.
they will wait for me.
They'll wait for me.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Fonseca. Mr. Fonseca, please state your name for the record.
Matthew Lewis Fonseca.
I think we're here for a pretrial and an arraignment.
Yes. As to the arraignment, sir, there's a complaint that alleges that on or about June 4th, 2025, at location of Washtenaw Avenue near Hogback in Pittsfield Township, that you did have in your possession drug paraphernalia. You understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost, and any substance abuse treatment the court deems necessary. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
First question I have for you on that is, do you wish to be represented by counsel?
Yes, I would like to.
This is a public department.
We'll waive further reading, stand mute to the charges, and I'd request another pretrial date.
Defendant every way forward reading standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to July 16th, 2025, 9 a.m. What are we doing on the other case?
I'd ask that it be set for the 16th as well. Mr. Fonseca has a felony that I've been in conversation with the people about. We're trying to do a global resolution.
All right. On the other matter, that being 751, I'll adjourn that to that same date of the 16th. As to his bond in the new case, I will set the defendant's bond at $5,000 personal recognizance bond. Under standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. There's to be no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. I will also order that the defendant is to report to the Department of Community Corrections for drug testing. That'd be 2 times per week. And I sure, and I'll leave it there. I would. I'm sure you are going to apprise your client of proper attire when he comes into the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Devin Gibson.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Devin Gibson, who is approaching. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Devin Gibson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment for two reasons. The one being that Mr. Gibson is being held on felony matters with his next court date being the 17th of this month. So I would ask for an adjournment after that date.
August 6, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the people did make an offer in this case Monday evening after I had met with Mr. Gibson that afternoon. I just still also need to discuss that with him. But thank you, Your Honor.
August 6th. Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Jermaine Nathan. 3 cases.
And Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Nathan, who is approaching.
Right, Nathan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to the 2 state cases that end in 0897 and then 0898, I would respectfully be requesting an adjournment into August for Mr. Nathan to get a Secretary of State appointment.
Does he have it set already or
No, not to my understanding, Your Honor.
Well, during those matters, August 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued in those cases.
And then, Your Honor, as to the case ending, the Pittsfield Township case ending 0060, Mr. Siller had made an offer to dismiss the misdemeanor and allow Mr. Nathan to plead to or admit to the civil infraction of double parking. And I discussed that with Mr. Nathan, and he would like to do that today in that case.
That is correct.
Mr. Nathan, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about January 7th, 2017, location in Pittsfield Township, specifically Washtenaw Avenue, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed, and this is in the case ending in 0060. Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that?
Get it done by next month.
By next month? When next month?
What's the date today? The 2nd?
The 2nd.
2nd of next month. I'll pay
August. All right. Well, I'll make it August 4th. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Pay it by August 4th, 2025. You're all set. Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Robin Muhammad.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad, please state your name.
Rahman Muhammad.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're asking you to this for final settlement, please.
Jury final settlement conference will be set August 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection will be set August 11th, 2025, 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
Court calls case of the People versus Jessica Fox.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Fox. Should be on Zoom, Your Honor. Yep.
Jessica Fox. I have a Jessica, but I have no idea if that's her. Ma'am, what's your name?
Jessica Lopez.
That's not her. Jessica Fox. There's no response.
Your Honor, I did speak with her yesterday. We did have a resolution. However, we were going to adjourn due to some further conversations. I did expect her to be here. I don't have an explanation for her failure to appear.
Bench warrant will issue. Bond 5,000, 10%. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case People versus Barrage Scott.
Senator Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate and on behalf of Mr. Barrage Scott, who is approaching, please state your name for the record, sir.
Where I was gonna take Scott.
Okay. What are we doing?
Your Honor, I'm moving to dismiss the case. Mr. Scott has completed a drug treatment program to my satisfaction.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Case is dismissed.
Thank you, Your
Thank you.
Honor. Okay.
Court does call the case People versus Eric. Is it Canis? Case Casey?
Pastor Lonnie for people. Raise it, Your Honor.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, your name?
Eric James Casey.
Sir, you're here on an arraignment on two charges. The complaint alleges that on or about July 18, 2024, at the location of
This courthouse.
33.
Yeah, it all happened in
Are
this
you
courthouse.
gonna interrupt
I'm
me?
sorry.
Are you gonna let me continue with your arraignment?
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
Which way you want to do it?
I'm not gonna interrupt you.
Thank you. Complaint alleges that on or about July 18, 2024, at the location of 4133 Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, complaint alleges that you did make an assault and battery upon a Joseph Crossley. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir? And I'm not asking you whether or not you did it. Do you understand what you were charged with?
Yes.
That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. This could be a consecutive sentence. And if a consecutive sentence can be imposed, if this did occur within a place of confinement, you understand the nature or the penalties in this case?
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Count 2 on that complaint alleges that on that same date and at that same time, you did commit the offense of disorderly person jostling. Do you understand the nature of that, sir?
No, because I don't even know these people. The only person I know is
Do you
Joseph.
understand what you are charged with?
Well, I know what you're charging me with, sir, but
I am not charging you. Do you understand what you are charged with in count 2?
no.
All right, let me just do it formally then. July 18, 2024, the location of 4133 Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. Count 2 specifically alleges that on that same date and at that same location that you were a disorderly person. To wit, a person was found to be jostling or roughly crowding people unnecessarily in a public place at that location. Do you understand all of that?
I understand all this.
That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand those penalties?
I understand this, Hunter.
Do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, I guess so, Hunter, because you
It's a
didn't let me
public
speak.
defender case.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate and on behalf of Mr. Casey, we would waive any further reading. My client stands mute and we would ask for an adjourned pre-trial date as well as a PR bond, please, Your Honor.
Defendant having waived for a reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter will be adjourned to July 16, 2025 at 9 a.m. I will set the defendant's bond in this case amount of $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I will order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons or anything fashioned to be a weapon. Do you understand that, sir?
Oh, yes.
Do you understand also that I am going to order no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug?
Yes.
I will also order that you are not to have any contact whatsoever with Joseph Crossley.
Don't want to. I'm sorry, sir.
You are really wearing on me.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just trying to.
Do you understand the order? That was a question. Do you understand you are to have no contact with Joseph Crossley?
Yes. I haven't had no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's one more time.
I'm sorry.
I'm changing the bond.
I'm sorry.
there any other requests of conditions from the people?
There is a request for a no go to, Your Honor, an address. May I give that to the court?
No go to, yes, go ahead.
10245 Talladay Road, Talladay in Willis, Michigan. 48191. That'd be good.
Any objection to that, council?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to order that there is no go to that location, 1025 Talladay Road, Willis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Judge.
We may be off because they brought him out. You got Rayburn? I was just asking. Court calls case People versus Todd Rayburn.
Conrad Silver on behalf of the township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Rayberg, who is approaching. Mr. Rayberg, please state your name.
Todd Rayberg.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're asking for adjournments on both cases. Mr. Rayberg is going to be released to treatment, hopefully. We just coordinating all the cases to make sure that happens. So, and treatment is related to the resolution to these cases or this
Okay,
case.
you
So,
want an August date or a July date?
Maybe let's keep it on the 16th and just see what happens if that's okay with the court.
July 16, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue in each of these cases.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does call the case People versus Grant Ducia.
People.
Grant Ducia, no response, unless in order to show cause. Court does call the case People versus John Farrow. John Farrow. There's no response. I'll just add these to his additional like 13 other warrants.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bench warrant will issue bond 5,000. Give a 10% privilege on it. Warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case People versus DeMar Ficklin.
That's one people.
Hello.
My name is DeMar Ficklin.
All right, sir, this is an arraignment. You are before the court on a complaint that alleges that between the dates of October 4, 2024 and October 18, 2024, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that being the Meyer store, that you as an agent or trustee of that store did embezzle funds greater than or less than $200. You understand that charge, sir?
Yes.
All right. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become your maximum fine. You understand that? Yes. Okay, first question I have for you. Do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
See how easy that can be?
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Ficklin. We will waive further reading, stand mute, and ask for another pretrial date, Your Honor.
Defendant in every way, form, or reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned. July 16, 2025, 9 a.m. Set his bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. All under standard conditions, including no assault of behavior or possession of any weapons. I'll also order that there's to be no alcohol, no recreational marijuana or any illegal drugs. You understand that? Yes. All right. I will also indicate that the defendant is not to go to the 3825 I'm gonna order you not to go to any Meyer in the state of Michigan. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you. Nothing, thank you.
Who's here with you? Who's that?
My mom.
Mom? So after that last gentleman came up and your mom knew you were coming up for arraignment, did she tell you how to act?
Yeah.
She did? And she probably said, don't do that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got a wise mom. All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case, People versus Shania Williams.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsburgh Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Williams, Miss Williams, excuse me. Please state your name for the record.
Shania Williams.
All right.
Your Honor, Miss Williams being held on 2 other matters. She believes she may be getting out of custody on July 8th. So we're asking to set this
Had
case.
a hope and a prayer, or she knows?
Well, we're
No.
not on that case, so I don't, it's a conflict case. So I'm just asking to set it after that. She's really wants to get her license back. And so if she's released, she'll work on that immediately.
July 16, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court calls case People versus Cody Mahan.
Oh, really?
Cody Mahan. Kai Burdell on behalf of, but not with, Mr. Mahan. Unless he's on Zoom.
Ian, Zoom.
So, Your Honor, today is the date and time set for pretrial. I was very recently appointed to this matter. I don't believe I have good contact information for Mr. Mahan. So we are asking at this time for an adjournment or a show cause hearing to allow me to send him a letter or try to otherwise get in contact.
And warrant will issue bond 5,000. Give 10% privilege, that warrant will issue.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls case People versus Tony Gomez.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Gomez. Mr. Gomez is it.
Good morning, Judge. Tony Gomez present. One moment, please, and I'll turn my camera on.
Thank you. Oh, where are you? There he is. Okay, gotcha. You're not driving, are you?
Negative, Judge. I just pulled over on the side of the road. That's why I wanted to take a moment.
All right, thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I am asking for an adjournment. I think the 16th date would be okay, if that's okay with the people in your honor. Ms. Lonnie's looking into if there's CCTV footage from this incident.
Got it. I'll adjourn the matter to July 16th, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates, bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gomez.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the People versus Lamar Hampton.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Hampton. Mr. Hampton, please state your name.
Mr. Hampton, Lamar Hampton.
All right, I need a camera.
Okay, I'm
What are we
fixing
doing?
right now. Can you see me now?
I got it. We got you.
All right.
A big old chain around your neck. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I am asking for an adjournment. I did speak with Ms. Lonnie about a resolution, but I was unable to reach Mr. Hampton about that resolution. So I just want to discuss that with him, please.
August 6th, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates, bond will continue. All right. Thank you, Mr. Hampton. Court calls case People versus Destin Hopkins.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Hopkins.
Oh, there he is. State your name, sir.
Destin Hopkins.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Ms. Pate spoke with Mr. Hopkins. She is asking for an adjournment until after July 29th. Mr. Hopkins has a sentencing on a VOP in circuit court. I think she wants to know what's happening there.
August 6th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Khalid Ishar.
Oh, Ashley Lundy for the people. I'm sorry, I had Issa as the last name. I apologize. Sir.
Oh, it is, it actually is. I don't know what Ishar Isa. All right.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Issa or Hishar Issa.
Isa.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Hello, what's your name?
Hishar Isa.
All right, I need a camera. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. I've got him now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry about that. I was in the hallway. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Issa, who is present here via Zoom. I have discussed this matter with my client, and we are respectfully requesting to set this case for final settlement conference.
Jury final settlement conference will be set August 8th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, August 11th, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. All right. Thank you, sir. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Issa. You're all set for today, but we'll be in touch.
Court calls the case People versus Sophia Banco.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of
Sophia.
Mr. Banco is present via Zoom and has stated her name. Your Honor, I have discussed this matter with my client and briefly with the people. I'm requesting an adjournment of at least 3 to 4 weeks for a referral.
During the matter, August 6th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond with its conditions will continue. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Sabanco. You're all set for today.
Court calls the case People versus Jessica Lopez.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Lopez. Ms. Lopez, will you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Jessica Lopez.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have a resolution. Ms. Lopez will be pleading guilty as charged under a prosecutor's deferred.
That is correct, Your Honor. There are no other agreements. Do you need that?
Oh,
I
right.
apologize.
I do because counsel approach so that you know why I have to do it this way. Because everybody wants to make judges' lives difficult. All right, we're back on the record in the Lopez matter. Ms. Lopez, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this out to July 16th, 2025, 9 a.m. Your counsel will explain why. It's no harm to you in that, but I'm going to put it out to that date. Okay, ma'am?
Okay,
Just a paperwork issue, Ms. Lopez.
all right.
The offer will be open at the next hearing.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Court does call the case People versus Chad Maurer.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Maurer. Mr. Maurer, please state your name.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that.
Well, Your Honor.
Unless it comes from on high, but not in Zoom.
I did speak with him this week, and last week. He tried to join the Zoom yesterday. He was texting me, calling me that he couldn't get in. So I know his intention was to be here, but I don't have an explanation for his failure to appear.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond $5,000, give 10% privilege. I will, however, not issue that warrant till the 7th. Okay. You're welcome. Court does call the case People versus Kenneth Miller.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, please state your name for the record.
Kenneth Miller.
All right, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment for potential mitigation information to Ms. Londy. I would ask maybe for a little bit further than the 16th if possible. Mr. Miller's engaged in treatment.
Got it. Adjourn this to August 6, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I
Yes, sir.
ask a question? I was wondering if I could if it would be possible to switch to the sober link from the tether. Because it's impeding me from being able to let my kids go to the pool because I can't get in to save them if they're gonna drown.
Wow. I'd have to hear that by motion or if it's arranged by stipulation of the people. But sir, the alleged BAC in this matter is a 0.21 and there was a crash. So it's unlikely that I will be changing that.
I'll also note for the record, Your Honor, there was a 6-year-old in the car.
Yes. All right.
I'll speak to my client further about it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Marcus Moore Jones.
National money for people.
Excuse me, Your Honor. And Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate and on behalf of Mr. Moore Jones, who is present today via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Marcus Moore Jones.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. There was an offer made in this case for my client to admit to the civil infraction of no proof of insurance, and in exchange, the misdemeanor charge would be dismissed. I did discuss that with my client, and that is what he would like to do today.
And that is a correct and complete recitation of the agreement. Does the court need that reduced to writing or?
No, it's a civil.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that 155? 155.
Yes. Yeah, 257-328 is that pack code, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And Mr. Moore Jones, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on April 29, 2025, at US 23 in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that upon lawful request of an officer, you are unable to produce proof of insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $155. When can you get that paid?
Can I do the beginning of next month?
Beginning of August?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I make it August 1st, will you be able to pay it?
Yes.
August 4th. I don't believe it, but you have it on the 1st. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You take care.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Marcus. You're all set for today.
Okay.
Court calls the case, People versus Ashley Garcia.
People. Show cause.
On a failure to, she's here. Hello.
I'm here.
What's
Ashley
your,
Garcia.
all right. Ma'am,
What is my name?
you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint or citation that alleges that on or about April 23rd, 2025, at the location of South State Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you operated a motor vehicle without proper security.
Yes, I didn't.
That is,
Sure.
hold on. You understand the nature of that charge?
Yes, I do.
All right. That's a misdemeanor punishable by a fine for up to 1 year incarceration. Fine not less than 200 nor more than $500 plus court costs. You understand that?
I do.
First question I have for you is, you want to be represented by an attorney?
I don't think so.
Pardon?
I don't think so.
You know what you're going to do?
Pay the ticket? I don't know. No, I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you think an attorney could help you with that?
I mean, sure.
You
Yes,
think? You think an attorney could?
They could help, yeah.
They can help?
Yes.
So I'll ask the question again. Do you want to be represented by an attorney? Yes, great. Okay. PD case.
Sorry. Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate and on behalf of Ms. Garcia, we would waive any further reading. My client stands mute and we would ask for an adjourned pretrial date, please.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. I'll set a pretrial in this matter. Might be able to resolve quickly. So July 16, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh,
9 a.m.
Can I say something? I
Pardon?
do have 2 doctor's appointments that day.
Pardon?
I have 2 doctor's appointments that day.
Oh, okay. Will August 6th work better?
Yeah.
Okay, August 6th.
I just didn't want to.
No, it's okay.
Not show
Doesn't
up again.
25.
So,
Thank
Yeah.
you, Your Honor.
yes,
That's right, because you've already done that one.
yes.
So, all right. That's at 9 a.m. I'll set her bond at $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, including no assault behavior or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug.
No.
All right, that's a holding. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court calls the cases of the people versus David Martin. Gotcha. David Martin. No response. Rather than issue an order should cause, I'm going to go straight to bench warrant. There's another warrant pending. Mr. Martin, bench warrant will issue. Bond is set in the amount of $10,000 cash surety. That warrant will issue immediately.